Alrighty. Hello. Facebook and Periscope. Getting set up and jumping on live stream late tonight, later than I usually come on, to share the next part of the series that I've been doing. I am just waiting for a second or two to see who might jump on the feed. And I will be getting started in a moment, so people can just join the the playback. So let's go ahead on and get started. So good evening, everyone. Glad that you could pop in on your Saturday night and stop in with me on Periscope and on Facebook Live just for a little while. I am coming to you tonight because I'm talking about step 3 in a series that I've been doing since Thursday on how to clearly define your ultimate career goal. And so tonight is night 3, and I will be talking to you about the next step in my series. But before I get into all of that, I want to welcome those of you who have jumped on. Thank you for joining me, and I hope that you can stick around and listen to the information that I have to share with you tonight. And I also want to encourage you to comment, to let me know who you are and who's on the line. That would be great. And also to just comment, like, and share this video if the information that I'm providing to you tonight is of value, or you think it could be of value to someone that you know or love and care about. So I am Vashana Weatherspoon, a certified professional coach and trainer who helps to empower women to be happy, emotionally healthy, and to thrive. So as I mentioned earlier, this is the third of a 4-part series on how to clearly define your ultimate career goal. And so today, the step that I'm specifically going to be talking about is why I'm giving you 3 reasons why you should be assessing your career assets. So let's get started. You cannot determine the path to your destination without knowing your starting point. As with anything, if you have a goal, or you have to have a goal rather, to know where it is that you're going from where you are. So when considering your ultimate career goal, it is important to take stock of your current employability inventory. Not only will this allow you to determine your assets and what it is that you bring to the table and that you have to offer, it will also help you to paint a clear picture of your deficits in relation to your specific career path. And this is important to do early on in the process. These things put together will help you to build a roadmap to your ultimate destination. Because like we just said, you need to have a goal and a starting point so you can create a roadmap to where you want to get to. So 3 reasons you should be assessing or evaluating your career assets. And number 1 is to know where you are. You need to gain a clear picture of the factors that will help you to create a fulfilling career path. That means determining your interests, skills, abilities, looking at your experience and your education, because all of these things are things that are assets to you and benefits to you when you're looking to determine your next step in your career path, or if you're trying to find that particular job that helps to bring more purpose, meaning, and fulfillment into your life. So, of course, when we're talking about employment, you want to know about your interests. That's important because that helps you to determine what kind of things you want to do versus the things that are just totally off the table. Your skills and abilities, your skills are things that you have learned to do over the course of your career or in other venues where you've been able to develop a certain skill set doing certain things. And that's important because we're going to be looking for transferable skills. And the skills that you've done in one job, even though it might be a different job, you can transfer those to another job to help you to be successful. And your experience, and we're looking for your work experience, of course, but also if you volunteered at a place and you've gained some type of experience, maybe when you were in college you had a certain role there, maybe a student government association or some other type of organization that you participated in that allowed you to gain certain experiences. And so we want to bring all of that stuff to the table and consider it. And of course your education, if you've done college, if you've studied a vocational trade, or you've done some other kind of trainings, because there's many of them out there that you could do some certification. You look at all of those kinds of things and you want to get a piece of paper or a spreadsheet and just list all of those things down, because sometimes it's easy for us to forget the things that we know how to do or that we know because we don't think about it every day. So, I want to welcome those of you who have joined since I started. Again, I am on the third day of a 4-part series that I've been doing on how to clearly define your ultimate career goal. And I invite you to please comment to let me know if you've just joined, so I'll know who's on the line with me tonight, and to like and share this content if you find it to be of value to yourself, or if it could be of value to someone, some of your friends. So continuing on, step 2 of the 3 reasons you should be assessing or evaluating your career assets is because it helps you to know what you are missing. And so I kind of alluded to that a second ago. You need to know what you have, but it's also equally important to know what you're missing when you're thinking about what you want to do next. Because for most of us have been in a career, and for some of us we've been in it for a considerable amount of time. So you have had the opportunity to know what kind of things you enjoy doing, what kind of things you don't enjoy doing. And so taking that into consideration and considering what it is that might be a deficit for you, or what it is that is a weakness or something that you can strengthen upon, it's a great idea to consider in advance before you go out and start looking for that particular job. So, do you have the right credentials? Do you have the right education for your next position, or for the position that you are hoping to obtain at some point in the future of your career trajectory? Are there skills that you need to gain or strengthen to move to your next level? And this is where you might want to consider, if you don't have an opportunity to do those things in your current job, then you would consider maybe a detail to another position if that's something that's available to you in your company. Or you can look at volunteer opportunities. Those are great ways to gain certain skills and to get an inside look at some other area that you might not be privy to otherwise. And then there's also mentorships and different other ways that you can gain certain skills and experience that will be helpful to you on a job and to make up for some of those things that you might be missing. So addressing these gaps up front allows you the time and the opportunity to make a plan for how to fill them. And I just gave you some examples of how you might do that. So doing it ahead of time gives you the opportunity to plan for it, and that's a benefit. And the third reason is to determine what you're good at doing. And that might seem elementary on some level, but you know, a lot of us we know things that we can do. And you might even think that there's something that you're good at. But I'm talking about, like, what is it that you do so well that you don't really even have to think about it much? And it's something that comes very easily to you. But for someone else, it might be a huge struggle. So what is that thing for you? And so while it's good to have awareness of your deficits, when you're defining your ultimate career goal, I find it more important to play up to your strengths. So as I was just asking, what are your strengths? What are those natural gifts and talents that you have, and the things that you do exceedingly abundantly better than most people that you know? And these are the things that you don't have to work hard at, like I said, and you exceed at them despite that. And sometimes you might have to, do a little work on them. Maybe you want to, step your game up and do it at a different level or another level. That's fine. But we're just talking about things that you're just really good at, even without that. And we all have gifts, so that's another thing that I want to say. And sometimes you might get caught up in, what are my gifts? Because you might think of people who sing or who act or who dance, and you think, that's their talent, that's their gift. And I don't have one of those because I don't sing and I don't dance. And at that point, I just really encourage you to think more broadly about your gifts or what a gift is, because a gift is more than, just those obvious kinds of things that you think of all the time because you see people performing and getting accolades for them and that kind of thing. But your gift could be, you could have a gift for speaking. You could have a gift for connecting with people. You could have a gift for, just being compassionate, or for your analytical skills. So I'm encouraging you to think more broadly about what it means to have a gift in a certain area, and to capture those things down. When you're capturing down your abilities and your skills and your education and all of those things, be sure to also include what your gifts are. What are your strengths? Because utilizing and understanding those strengths in your next career move will help you to create a position for yourself or a career path for yourself that brings you more fulfillment in your work. And that's what we all want ultimately out of our careers. In addition to financial rewards, we want to feel like the work that we do is purposeful, is meaningful, that we're making a contribution, and we want it to bring us fulfillment. So in closing, there is a lot of information to be gained from taking an objective look at your employability assets to determine your next desired career goal. Arming yourself with this information is empowering. It removes your blinders and can be very useful in helping you to see additional possibilities or patterns that you might not otherwise be able to see. Identifying your transferable skills, the things that we just talked about, also helps to build your confidence as it relates to your ability to obtain your desired career goal. Because when you sit down and you look at all the things that you're really great at, the experiences that you have, your educational background, your skill sets that you've honed and developed over the years, then that gives you that confidence, because this is what I can do. This is what the value that I can add to an employer or to my own business, if that's the step that you decide to take. And it just really helps you to feel more confident about your position and about what it is and how it is that you make a difference. So for a final recap, we have been discussing tonight the 3 reasons you should be assessing your career assets. So the 3 reasons were: 1, so you can know what it is that you already have. And we were talking about your interests, skills, aptitudes, abilities, experience, and education. Number 2 is so that you know what it is that you need. And that could be more experience in a different area. It could be you need to go back and get some type of certification or some training. It could be that you need a mentor. It could be that you need a coach, that you might want to, consider a job details. Just a number of things that might be missing that you have the opportunity to think about ahead of time and to plan for. And the 3rd reason that I mentioned is so that you know what you're good at. And this was all about playing up your strengths, knowing what your natural talents are and your gifts are, and using them to their fullest extent when you're considering what it is that you ultimately would like to do as your career path. So I want to thank all of you for tuning in live, or if you're watching the replay, I thank you for tuning in and partaking of this information. Again, I am Vashona Weatherspoon, certified professional coach and trainer, helping to empower women to be happy, emotionally healthy, and to thrive. Please join me tomorrow for the final part of this 4-part series on how to clearly define your ultimate career goal. If you've missed any part of this segment, or if you are watching the replay, please remember to comment, like, and to share this video if you enjoyed the content, and to be in service to those who might benefit from this information. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Saturday night. I'm a day off. The rest of your Saturday night. And I hope to see you tomorrow when I go over the 4th part in this series. So have a great night, and until next time, bye-bye.